Good grief. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. This stream is going so well. Yes, I was muted. I've been talking for 5 minutes on mute. This is going swimmingly. So I'm able to edit the recording of this when I put this on as a VOD. Oh, good grief. What you didn't hear is me saying that I'm very tired. And this is very obvious from the fact that I've just been talking for 5 minutes, muted. Thank you so much. Otherwise, I probably would have chatted for a whole hour, or 45 minutes on mute, which would have been ridiculous. So, note to self, edit this before I load it up as VOD. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very awkward. If it's not awkward already, I'm now feeling quite embarrassed. But thank you. Thank you so much for your help. What was I saying repeatedly? So I'm tired. Running on fumes right now. Both my wife and I are. We moved house over the summer, so moved down from Scotland to England. So what time we would have got to recharge the batteries didn't really happen because it was the whole move that was very, very chaotic. And then all the stuff associated with it, with unpacking boxes, replacing bits of furniture, painting walls and stuff like that. It was not a restful summer. So it was almost October half term. So next week we're getting away for a few days. We're in Essex, England, so we are about an hour's drive from Folkestone, where you can get Le Shuttle to go across to Paris, and then it's just from there it's a quick drive to Disneyland Paris, which will be very nice. We're going to spend 2 days there, which we'll enjoy. Our 3-year-old will very much enjoy, and it'll be nice just to get away. So that means no lunchtime stream. Certainly not the start of next week. I'll probably stick one in for like Thursday or Friday, maybe. But no Monday or other early week lunchtime streams, because I just want to kind of disconnect and recharge the batteries a bit. I need it. I really do. It's stuff in boxes for many months after I moved from Brisbane to Canberra a few years ago. Yeah, there was a decision. So we've been in this house since the summer. We lived up in Scotland for about 5 years, and it was the first house we ever owned. We'd been renting before that. It was before our little one was born. And there were boxes in our garage when we moved just now that hadn't been opened from the previous move, and that was an immediate purge. It was like, we have not used whatever is in this box for 5 years. Let's do a quick check to make sure there's no memento or something, or family heirloom of some sort in there, But otherwise, no, that's got to go. If we didn't use it in 5 years, it's got to go. Also, brutally, we purged a lot of books. We didn't bin them. That's, heresy. But we gave an awful lot of books to charity because we downsized a lot. We moved from Scotland, where house prices are relatively cheap, to just in outer, well, Essex isn't quite London, but it's like an hour out of London, so prices are a lot more. So we downsized a lot. So a lot of books had to go. They went to charity shops. I've also been doing a purge of some of my board games. I had to go through a whole process of what don't I really play. So I have been Facebook marketplacing and eBaying an awful lot of board games and just stuff which I thought, yeah, that's fun to have, and then never use. It's sad, but it's sort of cathartic, and it gives you money. So in the event you want some of my remaining bits and bobs, I'll chuck an eBay link in the chat. So a few remaining board games, a few remaining comics. I did a big purge of all my comics. I was from university into early post-university years, I had an awful lot of graphic novels, which I read a lot of and then haven't really read since. A lot of comics I have are digital now, so I did a huge purge of selling comics. So I have a few left and a few board games I'm getting rid of and a few other bits and bobs. But there we go. I said it's useful. The clutter is, not a great way of working. And even now, you can still see, just from the little bits of background here, I'm still doing stuff. Here is a set of scales where I'm currently weighing stuff for for dispatch after selling on eBay. I will finally get my shit together someday, eventually. Yes, selling stuff is like getting paid to make your home more spacious. It is very much that. And you've got to ignore how much you originally paid for it. there are definitely board games I've sold which are Kickstarters where I saw it and I thought, that looks great. That looks really, really good. And I bought it and I started looking at it and go, I'm never going to play this, am I? Like, either the rules are quite complex or more often than not, it was like, this is a great, like, 4-5 player game. And then it's like, when does someone in his very late 30s with a 3-year-old child ever get to play a board game with like 5 people for like 4 hours? It just doesn't happen, or it is very rare. It's like, oh, we'll have a weekend, we'll do a thing, you know. But it's so rare. There was a number of games where I'm like, nah, this is you're being ridiculous now. Just sell the damn thing. Someone else will have more fun with it. And as you said, you know, ignore sunk costs. It is a fallacy. It really is. That well. Yeah. Again, less clutter and less cluttered mind has got to be a good thing, and that helps with a less cluttered house. So what we're doing today? I mean, normally I just kind of chat about things that are going on. I did a stream on Monday where I was talking a little bit about Renegade playthroughs. I don't want to focus too much on Baldur's Gate 3 today. One, because I've not played that much since, and I don't just want to turn this into a Baldur's Gate 3 commentary stream. All I will say is, still in Act 3, having fun. There was some interesting... There's probably topic for a wider discussion on this one, but my character in that is multi-class part Paladin, and I actually found an interesting place where I had an opportunity to break my oath. And it's interesting that they've got that mechanic in there, so I like that. But that's probably more for another discussion, because I don't want to talk too much about Baldur's Gate 3 today, because otherwise I just end up talking about it more and more and more. So what I fancy doing, just for this kind of unwinding stream a little bit, is I will carry on talking and stuff like that, but what I would like to have a go at, as we've been talking about board games, is I have quite a number of board game apps on Steam. So I thought I'd do a little bit of that on stream, as it were, and see how it works. So what I've pulled up here is the wonderful game Small World. So I'm going to have a look and see how well that works. I played the iOS version of that on my iPad, and I'm very impressed with that. I imagine it's going to be very similar. So let's just see if it works. I have a setup here with multiple monitors, most people do, and Steam sometimes does oddities with windowed mode. You know, it'll insist on being full screen on a certain screen, which is maybe not great when you've got a particular kind of streaming setup. But let's have a look and see how this works. So let's switch across to that. No, I do not have my Xbox on. There we go. Now let's chuck this full screen and see if it wants to behave itself. It looks like it does. That's cool. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I have turned the game audio off. I need to research more into this, but I understand there are always potential minefields with streaming and game music, because obviously you then potentially fall into copyright territory, and I don't really want to be messing around with that. So I will keep my royalty-free fantasy music on. There will be game sound effects, but I've turned the game music off just in case. Not that I can imagine the person who made the Small World app music has, you know, got an album out there that Twitch will be automatically checking against, but I'd rather not. I'd just rather not. So let's have a look at a little bit of Small World. For those who don't know Small World is a wonderful tabletop board game. It has a slightly risk feel in that you've got a big old map and you need to take over certain territories, and each territory you own at the end of a turn gets you gold. You can get bonus gold for other things. The nice thing about the way it works is that you don't play one particular army or one particular culture the whole way through. You get a certain number of tokens. When you lose fights, you lose pieces. And when you get so few that you can't do anything anymore, you put that race into decline, and then you start a new race. And you appear somewhere else on the board, and you have to do this. The game is of a length where it's basically impossible to play the same culture the entire way through. At some point you have to make a tactical decision of, right, I'm going to bottle it now. I'm now going to decline. You lose a turn when you do it, and then come back full force next turn. So it's a great game. And one of the things you'll see in a second that is very, very fun is how you put those cultures together. So I'm going to play, let's play a 3-player game. And can I name the bots? I can't name the bots. So that's going to be me. Do I get to control any of this stuff? No. Okay, so that's me as Dave. And I'm up against B4P bot. And geniusly named, they really are. Right, let's have a go and see what this is like. So, welcome to Small World. So how this works is there are, when you play the actual board game of Versefoot, there are big old bits here that represent kind of traditional fantasy races, like ratmen, trolls, tritons, sorcerers, more of a class, less of a race, but there we go, dwarves, giants, and so on. And you have kind of, I don't know what the official name for it is, but they're kind of effectively adjectives that go with them. And you randomly deal these out. So here we have spirit ratmen, merchant trolls, dragon master tritons, alchemist sorcerers, commando dwarves, which that sounds like an amazing film, I'm not going to lie, and bivouacking giants, which sounds like a very cozy sort of hobby to be involved in. And that means that every time you play it, inevitably you get weird and wonderful combinations of stuff, so it's not the same every time. And there's a cost to stuff, so the one at the top, if I start with 5 gold, which is like 5 victory points, and if I choose the top combo one here, that costs me nothing. If I choose this one, I have to pay a gold to choose this one. 2 gold, 3 gold, 4 gold, 5 gold. So I have to pay to get to be a bit more pedantic on what I want. But equally, if someone then buys, for example, the alchemist sorcerers later on, they get my gold back. So it's kind of cool. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. I'm not going to read through every single one of these, but let's see what I want. Ratmen, there's just lots of them. Spirit. You may end up with 2 race in decline, and you score. In other words, your in decline spirits never leave the map. That's, I mean, potentially interesting, but sounds a bit boring. Okay, this sounds nice and easy as a start point. Merchant troll. So merchant, I get +1 coin for each region I occupy at the end of my turn, so I get 2 coins instead of 1. And trolls, place a troll layer in each region your trolls occupy that increases their defense by 1. I quite like that. That's fun. I'm either going to go with that or Dragon Master Tritons. Tritons deploy for 1 fewer token next to water, and a Dragon Master the dragon wins a fight every single time. So it depends if I want to go super aggressive or not. I'm tempted to go super aggressive, I'm not going to lie. What do we think? Imon Economist, what do we think? Do we think we're going with trolls or tritons? Which one sounds more fun? Tritons it is. Tritons it is. So cool, let's go for that. So this is our little map. Conquer some regions, I will indeed. So, the rules for starting is you have to go on from the edge or next to the outside water. It by default costs 2 tokens to go somewhere. +1 for each other token that's already there. So if I go here, so if I drag my guys to here, it's close to the edge, it'll cost me 2 tritons because it's empty. If I go here, it costs me 3 because there's a mountain token there. So that would cost me 3 guys. Equally, if there were, let's choose an example up here, there are these wandering nomads here. That would cost me 3 as well because there's a token there. But my ability as a Triton is it's -1 next to water. So I'm thinking I either come on at the bottom here and kill these nomads here, or I come on at the top up here where there's less stuff. And yeah, let's go at the top here. I think let's get some easy territory. So that'll cost me 1. Nice easy conquer there. Let's grab this one for 2. This one is going to cost me 2. It would be 3 because of the mountain, but -1 because of that. But the mountain stays there. Oh, I forgot. If I do symbols with my hands, it does weird stuff. Yeah, you'll notice that. If I do a thumbs up, you might see some of this. Yeah, I discovered this last stream that, you know, the new version of the Mac OS has crazy things that happen. Like if I do thumbs down, it makes it rain and stuff like that. Ah, Max, you whimsical thing. Right, let's grab this because the mountain will stay there. It's good for defense. How many have I got left? I've got 6. Let's let's go towards this water, I think. So let's go there. I'm going to grab this one. If I use my dragon, I can conquer it for 1 token. So let's grab that, like that. And let's grab this one for 2. I've got 1 guy, right, I've got 1 guy left. That means that's awesome. How do you make it do that? So if you are on the latest Mac OS, and I don't know if you've got to be on an M1 or M2 processor, I don't think so. And it's got a few preset symbols. It's got thumbs up, I think it's got double thumbs up, it's got thumbs down, double thumbs down, it's got rock on devil horns. I think that's it. So if I do a thumbs up, it just does a thumbs up. If I do a thumbs down, it should do a thumbs down. There we go. If I do double thumbs up, it does fireworks. If I do double thumbs down, yeah, I've got an M2 as well. They are fucking nice. And if I do rock on, I think it does laser show. Let's do that to camera. Laser show. I did it by accident in the last stream, and I spent a good 20 minutes going, what the fuck is going on here? What I need to do, if I have to do a job interview on my home computer, I'm going to remember to turn that off, just in case I make a gesture, because I gesture with my hands a lot. You know, maybe I'm thinking for a moment, and it suddenly thinks that's a thumbs up and goes, You know, oh dear. It's so silly. It's so silly. There used to be a feature, I think it's still there. If you iMessage someone with an iPhone to an iPhone and say pew pew, P-E-W, P-E-W, it does that laser show effect on their text messages. It's really silly. Really, really silly. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Tritons. So, I have 1 token left. That is not enough to conquer anywhere, unless I'm adjacent to water with no one there. So your last go, you get to roll the kind of random dice, which has got, it's a 6-sided die, 3 blanks, a 1, a 2, and a 3, and that gives you that many extra points, effectively. So if I go here, to successfully conquer this, I would need to roll a 1 on the die. So I'm going to go for that. Let's try it. Yeah! As he said. Brilliant. And now the last bit of my turn, I can redeploy my troops. So I don't know where I'm going to have to defend. The enemies could come on from here, 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 so I don't know where I need to defend. But I'm just going to move my people around a bit to bolster my defences a little bit. So let's bolster by the edge. I'll leave that guy in the middle all right. This guy is pretty well defended because of the mountain. Let's go... I'm going to keep the mountain, so let's do that. And I get me my 6 points. 7 points. Hey! Right. They are choosing who they're going to be. They are going to be Ratmen. Oh, so they've just gone and swarmed the living shit out of me. Yeah. Wow, it's fast. I wonder if I can turn the speed down, because that is very fast for being watched. So, a little bit of commentary here for a second. So, when they defeated me at this territory, I had 2 guys there. You always lose someone permanently when you get defeated, and all the rest go back into your supply. So because I had 2 guys there, I lost 1, I get 1 back. So now I get to redeploy this 1 guy back to somewhere on the board. So I'm safe here, this direction, for this turn. So if the other player is going to come in from this direction, I probably want to bolster over here, I think. Right, and now the other bot has gone for, oh, the trolls. They're really aggressive. So they got loads of points. So they got 6 points for their 3 territories, plus their merchant ability means they get an extra 1 for each territory they're in as well. So my turn, I have 4 guys and a dragon. Now the dragon is great because I just need a dragon and a handler to point the dragon in the correct direction, and I can conquer anything for that 1 guy and a dragon. So I'm going to totally do that. I'm either going to take out these 3 Ratmen or these 2 trolls up here. I'm thinking the 3 Ratmen, because the thing that makes Ratmen scary is there's just so freaking many of them. So I think if I... But then again, if I go to the trolls, I could take that for 1. I could almost... I couldn't conquer that. I couldn't conquer that. I think I'm going to potentially spread myself thin here. I'm going to reconquer that for 1. I've got 3 guys left. So if I spread myself this way, and just get some territory and some quick points and not be too aggressive. I think the Ratmen are going to bash the living crap out of me on my turn, but I'll eventually go into decline anyway. So let's just try and get some points early. So that I can get that for 1. I can get that for 2. There we go. I'm going to redeploy. So I need to bolster what I'm doing here. I think the dragon can't be defeated, so he's safe for this turn. I don't have any people left. So I'm going to go... If I lose that, I can retake it quite easily. The merchants don't care what they take. The spirit Ratmen, there's no... Because there's some of these abilities that they like, these little things, like they want caves or they want magic power and stuff like that. So they're not particularly picky about where they go. So they'll just be trying to just take territory and hit me and hit me hard. So in a sense, it doesn't matter where I go. So I'm just going to redeploy to there. Let's see what happens. Nine gold is nice. Right, well, they're going to hit me there. They're so aggressive. Oh no! One of the reasons I like I'm liking this and I'm liking the iOS version of this game is it does the maths for you. I mean, I'm an ex-maths teacher, so I'm not scared of maths, but it's very nice, especially for new players, that it tells you, oh, it'll take you 2 guys to do this, 3 guys to do that. Yeah, again, a lot of their trolls. Right, what do we got here? I have 1 dragon and 1 person, and I am pretty thin here. I can take 1 thing as my turn with the dragon, but then next turn I get just massacred. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into decline. Yeah, I'm going into decline. Oh, do I have to redeploy first? Is it my turn? Where's the turn token? Oh, it is with me. Yeah, so I'm going to go into decline at this stage. So what happens here is I go into decline. All my existing tokens on the board flip over. So I keep those territories, but I can't do anything with that race anymore. Once they're wiped out, they're wiped out. And then that's it for this turn. And then next turn, I come on full force and I just massacre these people. So let's see how we go. Let's go into decline. So 7 gold, not too bad. The Ratmen are just going to annihilate me. But they don't have many people left. Kudos, they did well rolling through there. Hello, Radiant Leave. How are we doing? We are playing a bit of Small World while I chat about stuff. More I'm talking about how we play Small World. You missed me talking for 5 minutes on mute, which I need to edit out from the VOD when I do that. Oh dear. So, I get to choose a new race. So I can have Alchemist Sorcerers. Alchemists. Collect 2 victory points at the end of each turn your race hasn't gone into decline. Cool. Sorcerers are fun as well, because Sorcerers, if they've got one person in a territory, once per turn per opponent, I can turn them into a Sorcerer. So that's very fun. Let's look at the map. Do they have any really badly defended places where I could just steal it? Like, if I came on from this side, and then I could turn that guy into a Sorcerer. Oh, Small World's great. One of the first board games I ever got of the kind of grown-up era of board games. You know, not like discounting stuff like Monopoly and Cluedo. So yeah, I could... So yeah, if I came in here, I could turn that guy, because there's 1 troll, and that guy, because there's 1 Ratman. Yeah, let's do that. Unless there's a better option here. Commando Dwarves sound fun. 45 Wizards, Beer for Whacking Giants. It's fun. So what's Commando do? -1, just -1. That's fun. And Dwarves occupy mines. That's fun. I like the Alchemist Sorcerers. I do. I'm going to go for them. So, let's do stuff. So I'm going to attack from this side here. It's going to cost me 5 people because it's 2 plus 2 trolls plus their trollish fortification. That's going to cost me a lot. But now, 1 Ratman becomes mine, and 1 troll. was mine. Ha 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 ha. Right. From now on, they will be very careful about leaving one person undefended. And you can only do one person per race per turn, so I can't get another troll. But I do have 4 people left, so I could grab that, possibly, with a roll, or I could get the Ratman. The trolls are probably going into decline anyway, because I've just... What should I do? That's a gamble. This is not a gamble. Let's do that. So redeploy. Let's go defensive, because they are probably going to go into decline, I think, because the trolls have been hit so hard. Ratmen might. Let's be defensive and go there and there. There we go. Let's do that. So I get gold for my remaining Tritons, plus a gold for each of my sorcerers, plus a bonus 2 for my alchemist ability. There we go. Ratmen have gone into decline. And trolls going into decline? No, trolls are still fighting. Brave. I wouldn't have. Okay, I've got 7 sorcerers and an exposed troll there, which sounds like a euphemism, Katarina, I know, but it's not. So I'm going to turn that troll into a sorcerer. And I can't turn the Ratmen into sorcerers because they're in decline, I believe is the rule. Yeah, it has to be an active race. So now I've got 7 people. I mean, I could focus on wiping out the trolls, but then the Ratmen have a lot of territory here. So I think I want to reclaim some of this territory. Otherwise they're just banking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gold a turn from a declined race. So I'm going to push this way. That guy and that one. And redeploy. Now, don't have to worry about the trolls this turn because they're definitely going into decline. Or almost certainly going into decline this turn. The Ratman player is going to come on from somewhere else and they could claim empty space. There is empty space on the map. Or they're more likely going to push in here and wipe out my remaining Triton. So I think I'm going to defend this flank a bit. I think that's my best call on this one. On there. Oh, there maybe as well. Here's kind of safe. He says. Why did I say that? No, we're safe. Let's go with that. So, points for my remaining Tritons, which is still a nice amount. And then points for my Sorcerers, still a nice amount. That's a good turn. That's a good turn. Who are they going for? Commando Dwarves. Oh, interesting. And they're just mopping up down that side. Oh, no! Okay. Notice Dwarves didn't leave one person undefended. Very smart. Trolls go into decline. Okay. Right, my turn. Now, worth noting here, you can only have one race in decline at a time. So if I went into decline again, which I could do, it's only turn 6 or 10, I would lose my remaining Triton. So I want to hold off doing that, because those Tritons get me 6 gold. So I think I just need to keep pushing. So I've got 5 people. It's going to be 5 people just to take that dwarf there. And what else could I do with 5? 3 would take me out that. Then 2 and a gamble could take me out another person. I think I'm better off hitting the dwarf. Okay, the trolls... The troll player is going to come and hit me from somewhere on the edges, and they've got the dwarves pushing at me from this side, so I need to defend that flank a bit, because... And then, if they hit me from this side, there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, the troll player is not the Ratman player, worth remembering. So they'll probably come on this side and back to these people. So I'm going to defend there. Another one? No, let's go there. Okay. Alrighty. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's a goodly amount of cash. You'll notice an interesting thing about this game is it doesn't tell you what everyone's score is. You only find out at the end. Now, you could keep track, but it means you're never quite sure how they're getting on. And you do the same thing in the physical version. You keep them hidden, so you don't know how they're getting on. Right. Oh, where did I get hit? I wasn't paying attention. Where did I get hit? Oh, they took back the mountain. Okay. So I'm going to redeploy someone at the end of my turn. And someone else is going to come on and smack me somewhere. But I don't know where. Okay, they are going for the Forest Amazons. They're mopping up the Ratman. So Amazons have a lot of people. Oh no! And they get an extra 4 aggressive tokens they can use each turn that they can't use to redeploy. And Forest means if they hold a forest, I think they get an extra point each turn. Let me check the definition. Forests, yeah, they get extra gold for each forest they hold each turn. What have I got here? I still have a fair few Tritons on the board. So if I, if I take this Ratman here, 3, I can then turn that Amazon into a person. Oh, and there's an exposed dwarf there. Again, exposed dwarf, not a euphemism. So if I take that for 3, I then turn that person into a sorcerer, and that dwarf into a sorcerer. There we go. That's good. I mean, I've spread myself bloody thin. But that's good. I still don't think I'm going to make it all the way to the end of this game without going into decline one more time. Or I could stagger over the line. Let's have a look. Where am I going to deploy to? They're attacking from over this side. I've got the dwarves. I think the dwarves are really going to keep fighting me. Are the dwarves going to go into decline again this soon? Oh no, this isn't a redeploy yet. I just get to take a gamble. So let's take a gamble somewhere. Where could I take? I'm not going to get anything less than rolling a 1 on the die, am I? I'm not close to a blank territory. I'm not going to attack my own people. What if I wipe out the dwarves? Try to do that. So if I go here... Yeah. Oh! Well, that's good. Okay, redeploy. Where do I... I'm spread so thin I can't even redeploy. Oh, I can. I can slightly redeploy. Let's hold that and that. Oh no. I'm so sorry, your internet's rubbish. Well, there will be a VOD of this, and once I edit out the first 5 minutes. Dwarves went into decline. Dwarves went into decline. Yeah, I kind of kicked their asses there. So they're dealing with... Oh no! Now, I think... Oh, choices now. They get a good... I think I need to hit those Amazons hard. So I think 8, 9, 10. I can barely do anything this turn. And if you go into decline, you have to do it at the start of your turn. So admittedly, I could turn that Amazon and then gamble to try and take another thing. But I think that's not a great use of the turn. And I've only got 4 Tritons left on the board. So it's not a brilliant decision, but I think I'm going to decline right now. And then come on next turn and hit them hard from this side. So I lose my Tritons, flip over the Sorcerers. So I get 1 gold for each of my Sorcerers, so a reduction in monies this turn. And I don't get my +2 for being an active race. Oh, there we're just stomping over us with the Bivouacking Giants. Huge bivouacs I think they need. They are just smiting them there. And the nice thing is they've barely got any dwarves left, so I don't even feel the need to attack the dwarves that much. But I think if I can come on from this bottom right area with my turn, we'll have to see. Berserk Elves sounds fun. Mounted Skeletons. I assume it's the skeletons doing the mounting, not being mounted. But you never know. What do we got then? So how am I doing for time? I've got 15 minutes. Time enough to finish the game. Right, what have we got? Fortified Wizards. I've got fortification tokens on each, which are cool. Get me bonus victory points. And Wizards would get me +1 for each magic E-location I hold. How many magic E-locations are on the board? There's one there, which is held by a troll. There's one there. Not sure that's the best thing I want to do. Mounted skeletons. Oh, doing troop redeployment, I get +1 for every 2 non-empty regions I conquer this turn. So that's a lot of people. Mounted, -1 on hills and farmland. I think that's better cool. Let's do that. Let's do mounted skeletons. So let's do some attacking. I come on from the sea over here. Smash. Smash there. Smash that as well. And that one. Let's see if I can get this one. Can I get this one? Why does it just require 2 people? Am I misremembering a rule? What am I? Mounted. Oh, it's mounted. Hang on. What the heck's mounted do? Mounted is. I thought it was. Oh, it's conquer for 1 less. Okay, yeah. All right. So I get that. Sweet. Oh, and I get more because I conquered 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So I get 2 more people I can redeploy at the end of my turn. That is just fun. So what have I got? I'm fighting the Amazons here who have been pretty stomped on hard. And I've got these guys here. So I need to be defensive here against the giants mostly. And a little bit of that. That should be good. I'm feeling relatively happy about how I'm doing in this game. The Amazons have got to go into decline. Surely they are being just absolutely trounced. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Shut my chair slightly so I can see. Make it 10 points there. Yeah, decline. Of course they're going to decline. They got hit so hard. Last turn. So I just need to hit these guys pretty hard. Except none of them are in my farmland, the ones I want to take. That kind of sucks. So I'm not going to get advantage of those abilities. It's going to take 5 people to... It takes so many people to take a territory right now. What if I mop up other places? 4 for that. That's my own person, so I don't want to hit them. Let's just take a stronghold. Let's take big old stronghold there. And I'm just going to gamble a bit to try and get that. Oh no! No. Okay. So let's just bolster my forces. I don't just put myself that thin. Maybe I go there. Let's go there. Now they're going to want to get quick points. That the person who just joined into decline, fortified wizards. I think they're going to come in over here and try and get these wizarding territories. Maybe. Oh no! Heroic orcs are great if you got them early on, but at the end of the day, it's not worth. You have to spend 5 gold, 5 victory points just to take them. So that's not gonna fly. What are they going for? Interesting. So underworld humans, I think they get. Oh no! -1 for playing on these things and +1 for holding farmlands. Not what I would have gone for, but I can see a sort of sense to it. Here we go. Let's see how we did. How did we do? Kicked their freaking asses. Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, that went well. Right. Well, that was fun. I'll have to do more of that thing, whether it's Small World or other stuff. I have a few other good classic board games on Steam. I have Ticket to Ride. I have Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep takes a little longer, but it's a very good game. And a very nice adaptation. Not every board game turns into a good video game slasher. But some really, really do. So I had to do a bit more of that. I won't do it every time, but it's a nice way to break things up a bit as we go. And I hope that was a little bit of fun for you. I don't have to right now, but let's see. I've got 10 more minutes. If I want it, I'll see how much energy I have left. As we've established, I'm pretty tired today, as exemplified by the fact that I managed to do the first 5 minutes of this on mute and didn't notice. But there we go. Let's just refresh this. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I've not played Small World in a while. It's a really nice, pretty easy tabletop board game. So good for newbies who aren't particularly used to tabletop board games. And while it's got a Risk feel, it is definitely not as intimidating as Risk. And while I don't have any of the expansions in the physical version, on my iOS copy I bought most of the expansions, because all they do is they just add more and more cool little combinations of races and adjectives. So you just get more and more ridiculous stuff in there. Like there's one that's definitely like a catapulting ability where you fire people like a certain number of spaces, and there's so many weird and wonderful combinations of stuff. It is a great game. I think they have done a World of Warcraft spin-off of it. They've probably done many spin-offs of it, because it is a good solid concept that you could then just modify to your heart's content. In terms of stuff I could play on future streams, let's have a look at what we've got in my Steam library. Now, it doesn't mean this is all I'm going to get, but let's jump back to just for a second before I wrap up. So what have I got? In my tabletop, I have Blood Bowl, Blood Bowl 2. Blood Bowl 3 doesn't run on the Mac, but I found some issues with Blood Bowl 2 running in windowed mode. And I say it keeps forcing it onto my bottom screen, which is the one I generally use for keeping my stuff going on. So I could play that, but it's maybe not as great to watch. Catan, I don't know Catan that well, which is crazy for people who love board games. It's one of the very early, big tabletop board games that people play, and I've never really played it, so I could play that. Lords of Waterdeep is good. Small World is good. As I just showed you, Ticket to Ride is good. I have others, but between it being a Mac and 32-bit games not playing on my shiny laptop, I can't play Love Letter. There we go. Terraforming Mars I've never played. I must have got that in a bundle at some point, because I don't really know it. In fact, all I know about Terraforming Mars is that their recent Kickstarter is full of AI art, which sucks a lot. There's a quick and easy and casual stuff I could do. I will at some point do inevitably some Jackbox, but I'm not going to do a Jackbox thing until, logically, I've got a bit more of a following, because I can think of few things as tragic as doing a Jackbox stream where there's like 2 people there. We might have a bit of fun, but it would be a little bit, it wouldn't be quite the fun of Jackbox as it tends to be. Baldur's Gate 3, I've talked about it enough, but I'm not sure I want to stream it, to be honest. There are some games I think stream well, and having said that, there are some great BG3 streams out there, especially with the voice actors, the number of them who are doing their own streams fun. But to be honest, I find computer RPGs very immersive, and I just want to focus on the plot, on the character and stuff, rather than necessarily narrating what I'm doing. I think that might pull me out of it, so I'm not sure I'll do that. I might if I was replaying an old game, one that I know inside out and upside down. Like, if I was going to play one of the old BGs, I might do that. But I'm not sure I would for BG3, because I'm still kind of playing it, enjoying it, and stuff like that. We'll see. 2 Point Hospital I've not played yet, but I think that might be fun to stream. We shall see. We shall see. Anywho, I think let's wrap this up, because I need some more caffeine before I go back to work. Definitely. In terms of stuff that is going on, let's run through all the bits and the bobs. So first things first, please follow me on socials if you don't already. I'm pretty sure those people who are talking do. I am Curious Penguin on Twitter. I am DC Bradshaw on Blue Sky. I am DC Bradshaw at Dice Camp on Mastodon. I'm also on Facebook as DC Bradshaw RPG, though I don't post there that much. In terms of supporting me, if you enjoy this and want to encourage me to keep doing more and more stuff, then you can support me. I have a Patreon where I post stuff about my writing. In particular, what I'm working on with Little But Fierce, which is my kid-friendly version of D&D. I also have a Ko-Fi, which is up there, which funds this, which is the Tabletop RPG Creator Directory. So if you have not seen that, and let's quickly pull that up so you can have a look at it if you would like. That is a directory that I run of independent tabletop RPG people. So essentially you can register a profile, takes less than 5 minutes, and people can search for people. So for example, if I say, look, I want to find me, let's not do that one, let's do it by search. So let's say I want to find myself someone to do some artwork who is a person of colour. I could do that and filter it down. Hello Lucas, I could hire you for stuff. It is a nice way for people to find the people they want to work with. It costs me a bit of money in order to run it, so because I had to have a subscription to the service that provides it. So all my Ko-Fi proceedings go towards upkeep of that, which is not a huge amount, but if you would like to support me on that, you are welcome to do so. And last thing, as I said earlier, I'm at the tail end of eBaying a load of stuff to clear up some room in my house. So I have some remaining board games, some remaining comics. I have some textbooks and the like that I've been meaning to get rid of for a while. So if there's anything of interest, do have a look. It's very cool. Or pass it on to people that do. In particular, if you know anyone who's going into maths or computing at university or A-level or something like that, I have loads of stuff that they might want, but I don't need it anymore. So on that note, have a wonderful afternoon. I don't know of anyone who is streaming right now, so I'm not even sure I can raid someone that I follow, which kind of sucks. But I will wish you all a wonderful afternoon, and I will probably speak to you again on the other side of Disneyland Paris. Have a wonderful day. Ta-ta.